Thank God it's Friday. You're still on to Daybreak Africa, reaching you live from the Lagos studios of KAFTAN Television. Like we said the other time, we said we'll be coming back with a guest to talk about something very important, something paramount, and something that is quite trendy at the moment. And now we'll be joined via Skype at Adebayo Mitchel. He is a songwriter, he's an artist, he has dropped a couple of songs, but currently is not in the country, but he has one or two things to say as regards music industry as a whole. Glad to have you. Good morning to you, Mitchel.
Good morning, ma'am.
Thank you very much for joining us this beautiful Friday morning.
Good morning, and thanks for joining us.
Yes.
All right, let's talk about something sweet, because at the moment the music industry has been trending for both good reasons and bad reasons. Now I want to start with your comments about the death of Mohbad and how the whole world, not even Nigeria alone now, and how the whole world kind of pinned the death of Mohbad on the record label, which is the minor record label. And then I want to ask you what your view is on the death of Oladebs, who later came out to tell us that he did not die. It was more like a publicity, a PR for his album. What's your take on the two situations?
Okay, so I would actually like to take it first from the death of Mohbad and how it was seen on Malian Records, which is owned by Mali. I feel like the death of Mohbad actually affected most of us in diverse ways. Affected even me personally, because I really, really love Mohbad. And RIP to him, so rest in peace. But I feel like mostly the reason why there were speculations about his death was because of the previous videos that we've seen. Because I personally have seen other videos where he was actually calling out personally. But I won't say outrightly that Mali was the cause of his death or anything. I can't say because I don't even have evidence. But I feel like that perception, what brought about that perception, was based on the fact that somebody was being bullied. And it is only normal reasoning, normal deductive reasoning for anybody, even people that don't know much. But once people just see videos about things, I know social media is a very, very, very broad place. And a lot of people have a lot of opinions, even if they don't have evidence or they are not even sure about the subject matter. I feel like that was what led to that, and that was that. Now I'll move on to
the death of Oladebs.
The death of Oladebs. Yes. How do I listen? When artists sign deals, they are signed onto labels, and those labels, they are not just how would I say? A label is also an organization that is filled up with people, and there are different sections and departments in a label. And we have the PR part, because this music business that we are in, this music that we have, it has its own business aspect. So as a business organization has its own department. That is how these labels have their own department in these labels. So now there will always be the PR part, there will always be the management part, and there will always be the A&R, which are and songwriters, because each label has songwriters that. So that will always be the most time, and they always need this part of inspiration. Now, back the PR, which is the main one.
Yes, the PR.
I feel like because these labels take they take steps that they've not sometimes discussed with the artist. Because these labels, because it's in the contract, because it depends on what clause is on the contract. So if I sign a label and it states that I don't need your approval to post this about you, I don't need your approval to do this without you, then if the label said that it was there at that point in time, it's probably what they signed in the contract. But I don't know personally if it was the one that told the label that, look, I'm actually going through a lot of stuff like that. I'm about to drop an album. I want you to use my fake debt as something to put on
Do you
social
consider
media.
that a means of PR, or you consider it quite unnecessary?
Actually, I would consider it unnecessary,
Okay.
but to it, there is that issue of, did they get permission from him or did they not get permission from him to post it? It might be that he did not know about it. Instead,
But now,
so
according
that's
to the last we saw on social media, before we go straight into what we really want to talk about, there was a post where Oladipes himself tagged a Q Dot, because if you can remember, it was Q Dot that announced that Oladipes is not dead. He came out for Q Dot and said, why would you say he's not dead when in the real sense he's still struggling for his life? It means he has a hand in the plan. What do you have to say about that?
like I said, there's always different departments. I'll give you an example. Burna Boy has his page,
Yes.
and Burna Boy has handlers that handle his page. I could report an interview. I've forgotten the name of the interview. He said, a question. They asked Burna Boy a question that.
I'm sorry to cut you short. I'm trying to read out the exact thing he said to Q Dot before we proceed. He said at Q Dot Alagbe, the reason why you posted my G is alive at the time my family was unsure of my situation is so appalling and uncalled for. I did where I had struggle with my life. You did post my G is alive, unnecessarily misleading everyone. Made it look like me and you just had a conversation. Bro, I went through it hard and anything could have happened. The last time you and I had any conversation was January 2nd, 2022. I get proof and soon I will tell the story in full, because why would I always do like this for this industry to your learn? Can you see that he knew, it started to look like he knows about the death PR? And somebody coming out to say he's not dead, it sounds like he intends to pull the death rumor for a longer time.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, I understand that. Actually, I have a theory, because most people are not really big on spiritualism, because there's something that that is tagged that's called Aiyepola or something, and I know that is performed on, I don't know how to explain it, but in Yoruba, performed on people that maybe they have a sickness or something, and it is very, very severe. And they'll have to do something, maybe a ritual or something, and which involves having to tell everyone that you are dead in order to how do I explain it, to treat you better or something like that. But I also feel like from a particular time, he was working on it. Maybe from a time, he went out, could not do anything about it then. So that's what I feel.
Okay, now we've had series of this record labels, saga, and all of that, and upcoming artists, like the word they use, blow. Everybody wants to blow. So what do you think are the common mistakes these artists make when they are signing the contracts?
Okay, thank you very much. I feel like the first and most important mistakes that we upcoming artists make is signing a record deal that we haven't thoroughly gone through. By thoroughly gone through, it means knowing us that we have to go through it. You have to have a lawyer. In fact, there's not just any lawyer, an entertainment lawyer that understands each clause in whatever you're about to enter to. Because every single word in that contract, will define you for the number of years you are going to stand in that contract.
Yeah.
So you are bound by law to that particular label till whenever that contract expires. So it is not just you're not just doing yourself a favor. You are doing other people that are affiliated with you a favor by giving a lawyer and having a lawyer that will help you run through this, so that eventually if something is wrong, you'll be able to take steps against it you will not even be able to sign something that will put you in trouble in the first place. I personally have had deals, and I chose not to go. I chose not to sign them because they weren't favorable to me. So if you just want to blow, Olamide said that he wants to sign you. You just want to can sign. Even Olamide told Asake that day he wanted to sign Asake when Asake came to his house, and he gave Asake the contract that I want to sign you. Are you ready? Asake said yes. Asake wanted to sign. He said no. Take it. Go to an entertainment lawyer. Figure out what is inside. If the stuff that puts you, then you sign it. But most of us were just rushing. We just want to blow. And funny enough, in the long run, it is the longevity that matters. Not big you are now, because I've seen many people that have been big and they've gone. Even when they call as businesses and when they call it 2 years.
Yes.
So people don't understand the difference between keeping longevity and what's that word? Being able to last for a very long time rather than just growing.
And also to stay relevant in the industry.
Stay relevant.
Now let's ask. Okay, I can hear you.
Yes.
Okay. I thought you wanted to wrap up your thoughts.
That was it. Relevancy has to do with continuity.
Okay. Now, Mitchel, I went through your page and I saw that you've been a musical artist and a songwriter for quite a number of years now, and you've released a song. You've also featured someone on a track. Now, permit me to ask, how did you start? How did you discover yourself? And like you said the other time, we upcoming artists, it means you still consider yourself an upcoming artist. What are those things you as an upcoming artist will look out for while signing a record label deal?
Yes. Okay. So the things I will actually look out for when I'm signing a record deal is, does this deal that I'm signing, is it me? Because if I want to sign a record deal, I can't just pick up my journal like that, Yeah. Because my art is what makes me me. And if you sign me now, and I'm singing, maybe I'm a rapper. Then you now sign me and I become a musician. And I know that rapping is actually what I actually want. And I become a singer instead. I'm not saying that I would not be able to perform. And again, most people cannot even perform. But everybody just wants to go. So instead, I'll look out for something that will be me, because at the end of the day, something that you love doing by yourself that will actually be palatable for you with the number of years you are going to do. So if you sign me as a singer, I'll feel better. But if you sign me as a rapper, and I know that I'm not really like into rapping that much.
Yes, as a rapper.
The perks of each deal is what makes it, what will make you to choose. So it is that those perks, it is something that you know that if they give me charge and I do this, I'll be able to continue to do it. That's just it. That's what I'll first look for. Something that would not change me. Because I have my own signature sound, but because my label wants to sign me, to now turn me into a dummy. Because it takes out the creativity in you. Very important. It kills your creativity. So you have to sign a deal that will make you to explore how creative you are and challenge you innovatively.
So how many years do you consider a fair deal to start with while signing any record label deal?
Well, a fair deal should be around 5 years.
5 years?
5 years.
Okay.
Yes, 5 years.
Longer than the Constitution of Nigeria?
No, 5 years is actually alright, because you don't want to be stuck. You don't want to be stuck.
Don't you think 5 years is a long time to be stuck with a record label?
Yeah, depending on, that's why you have to look out for the right record label. Because everybody has their reasons for signing a record deal.
Every record label looks nice until you go in.
Yes, every record label looks nice until you go in. But at the long run, the contract, if they deviate from the contract, you can take legal action.
Yeah.
That is it. When you look at a contract and you see that, because everything, at the end of the day, everything you're going to be doing is going to go within the confines of that contract.
Yeah.
So if anything beyond that, you'll be able to take legal action. So if you to remove yourself from the record label, gently, you will. But when you sign a contract that you never thought about it, when you now enter the record label and your eyes is seeing Pepe, what steps will you be able to take to unsee Pepe? That's just it.
Okay, like Mira said, she said every record label looks nice on the outside till you go in. And what do you think are the problems artists might encounter when dealing with record labels?
Well, probably one will be priority. Because yes, because at every organization or every label, there's always somebody that is the boss, and there's always people that are actually putting in or that putting in work towards the process. So there might be 4 artists in the record label, and 2 artists are doing numbers. Then they sign in a new artist. There's a possibility that they can sideline that artist and focus more on the ones that are bringing them more money. And that's just, and you might feel like you're not treated well.
Yeah.
Because me, I have issues because I'll just be sitting down in one place and be thinking about my life. Because I'm like, what's the use of signing me? Sideline me. And my fans will be like, oh, you're not putting out any music, you're not doing enough promotion.
Yeah.
You're not the one to do the promotion. My label doesn't do the problem.
Now, I'm sure I want to mention names of some record label bosses and their, do I say apprentice or signee now? We heard that of Wizkid and Banky W then. We heard that of Adebayo, my bad, Kiss Daniel rather, and the, I think G Worldwide, if I'm not mistaken. Then we have Diamond Platnumz, and now we're having the Malian record, which are currently being dragged. And then the most recent is between Portable and his signee. I'm trying to remember the name of the guy. Young Do. So what do you think they are? What mistake are they all making? Is the record label demanding for too much? Are the signees over demanding for too much or underdoing? What exactly is the problem? Why is that on the long run they have to end up fighting each other? Yes. Now let's talk about Young Do and Portable. When Young Do rather was with Portable, he wasn't that active. But now he's with someone else and he's been active. His song has literally blown, even sang in churches. What do you think Portable did not do well? Or what do you think Young Do, when he was with Portable's record label, what do you think it did not do well? And generally?
So, thank you very much. So, I feel like as a label, before you can become a label, there are certain criterion and standards you need to meet to actually have a label, which a lot of labels
don't have. Yeah.
They don't have. Most of those labels don't have it. You can see an that is struggling to set up a record label for what? What are you doing? Is it for fufu or what are you doing?
Is it for Gary or for beans?
You need management for yourself. You now set up a record label to manage other people after you've not successfully managed yourself. So now, when you now set up those record labels, you know there are things that you need to do. So obviously, when you absorb other people into your record label, you will not be able to do enough for them. That is how we see. And I don't know about Young Do and Portable. If Portable actually signed him, if there was a binding contract that held them together. But I'm not saying that he did not do anything for them at all. But he did not do enough. I will not lie. He did not do enough. Because you can see it, the numbers are there.
Yes.
When Qatar says this thing. So there are different things, there are things you need to do to bring out people. When Portable was managed by other people, that's where they now pushed him to Olamide. How did he get to Olamide State? Because he was managed well. Because he was managed well, that is why he got to that place in the first place. So the management matters. What's that label, like how strong that label is, and if that label is actually putting into practice things that they need to put in practice, is actually a very, very, very vital aspect in that artist development. So I feel like that highest level of that highest level of productivity, Portable's record label doesn't have that yet.
Okay, now I would like to ask you concerning management of the artist, and I would like to ask you how important do you think the communication between artists and the management is, and what happens when this communication breaks?
Okay. First, communication between your management and you it is the top tier, because that is the only thing that is keeping you guys together.
Yes.
Every business has, yes, every business there must be a connection and a relationship, because it's based on that relationship that you guys will be able to have an output. Simple. If you notice in Maven's record label, each artist has their own team that they are working with. So now that team, everything that artist needs to do, it is that team that he is working with. Now once everything they've done everything, then they will report to the general assessment for their record label. So that what would I call it? That cycle must be maintained efficiently, so that communication can be important. That is why most of all those record labels used to have all those what would I say, miscommunication, because if I don't have it, if I don't have a team or anything that is helping me, I can say it, and another person that is in the record label that is not part of, how would I explain it? I know that the communication is important. That communication is important.
Let's talk briefly about you before we wrap up the interview. Tell us about yourself. Yes. How long have you been doing this? What has been the challenge or challenges that you as a person have been facing? And what thing do you wish people should do differently while addressing upcoming artists?
Okay, so my name is Mitchel. I'm a singer and I'm also a writer.
We got that.
Yes. So I've been doing it for 6 years.
6 years professionally?
Yes, professionally for 6 years. I've always been singing for my children choir when I was small. Then when I grew older to 13, 14, I also sang for the children choir. Then I graduated to the youth choir. So it was not until when I got to I relocated to Washington State, and I finished my secondary school in 2017, and I also gained admission into Adebayo University. In my 200 level, that is the first time I ever put out music. My 200 level in university days, because at that time I remember struggling trying to go to the studio. When the first time I played it, my friends were like, "Wow, this is nice. You actually go and record it." So I actually started up and I went to go and record it. And funny enough, the reception was unbelievable, and I kept on doing more and doing more. So I've been doing it for 6 years professionally. So you asked the question again.
Oh yes, I was asking what are the challenges you as a person have noticed and would like to correct? Okay, maybe what's a trend that's particularly done, that's especially done to up and coming artists that is kind of pushing them backward instead of taking them upward? What are those things you feel like as an upcoming artist you should do more to bring yourself to the spotlight?
Okay, first of all, I would say you have money, because money is everything. One,
not even have the talent, have money.
Have money, because a lot of artists out there, they don't have talent, they have money. So you can't get if somebody that is talented and somebody that has money, because we have a lot of young boys that are going into music. Because I always cry every time I sit down, because why are you doing music? Just give other people that are talented the money, let them go to the studio. You know you are not talented, but just do music. That's like a trend. I remember when I was in uni, I was going to collect an award for an artist of the year, and I got sidelined. Why? Because somebody had money on me. And
to buy it.
Buy. So most importantly is money, because money determines the output, money determines the consistency. on determines radio station that it will go for, on determines the amount of records to then there is also encouragement. But I encouragement and support. You have to build a fan base because a lot of people don't have a strong and solid fan base. And again, like for example, at the moment I'm struggling with getting a solidified fan base back. Because while I was in uni, I had a very, very big fan base. But when I left the university, I couldn't keep up because life after school is even hard than life in school. So the support is important because every time I almost give up while I was in uni, I would probably when I go to the cafe, I want to go and eat and stuff like that. I would always see somebody that would tell me, "Oh my God, I love your music." And I was just like, I need to continue, if not for myself, but for the people that are rooting for me. So the encouragement, money, is very, very important. If you don't
Very
have
important.
money, I'm not saying not to people, but if you don't even have money, you don't even because
our time is fast spent. Mitchel, permit us to.
Yes.
Soon again, we'll call you again to hear more about your story. Seems like you have a whole lot to say, and there's like a whole lot about you to unravel. But for now, we have to go now. This is, we say, keep doing what you're doing. Don't give up. You have the talent. People have said that. I am saying that, and I am telling you that you are the next big thing. Just be consistent to what you're doing, and in no time, we will come here to celebrate you. Thank you very much for being a part of today's Daybreak Africa.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining us once again.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. God bless.
You're welcome. Do enjoy the rest of your day.
You too. Thank you.
Yeah. And that's it on the interview segment. We just had a conversation with Mitchel, and he said a lot of things about the challenges in the musical industry. We're going on a short break right now, and when we return, we will be wrapping up the Daybreak Africa for this week. Please be on standby.